Event cutoff. Event cutoff. Good morning, all students. It's an honor for Techno India NJR Institute of Technology to host an international symposium on applied artificial intelligence. Today with us are three stalwarts of academic world: Professor Ernest Chaudhary from IIT Indore, Dr. Ananda S Hati from IIT Dhanbad, previously known as ISM, and Professor Sandeep Poddar. Today's session would take you in the world of artificial intelligence and its applications in various aspects of our life. On behalf of Techno India NJR, students and faculty, I wish to thank all speakers. Many students are joining online on Zoom. At the same time, we have created a big screen in our seminar hall where students who are already in the college are attending in a group. I would now request Professor Ernest Chaudhary to start his presentation and address the students and the faculty to enhance their knowledge. Thank you and welcome once again, Dr. Ernest Chaudhary.
Namaskar, Professor Maheshwari ji and all the group from Techno India, all the faculty members, distinguished faculty members, and the participants. I hope you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Right? So, I would be talking about artificial intelligence and deep learning. There is a comment by Nielsen in the magazine called Quest for Artificial Intelligence. It says that the today's world, the magic of AI is everywhere. Although this comment is more than 12 years old today, now it has become more relevant. And another important aspect is it may not be the full AI. Some aspects of AI we will be discussing, I'll be touching upon. But there are significant parts of AI which are everywhere. So, in this topic of AI and deep learning, I would like to start with some advances in some areas. Just to give you the historical perspective, I would mention about the industrial revolutions and what are the future skills which are needed by the technocrats, including the budding technocrats, many of whom are attending this presentation. In the Indian context, I would like to talk about the kind of economies that we have in India and the role of information technology and artificial intelligence in this Indian economy. I would like to take you to one of the specific domain-specific areas where knowledge can be automatically acquired, knowledge can be generated, okay? And this is where I'll be talking about deep learning, right? Now, after having understood deep learning, because deep learning has been there for more than, I would say, 4 or 5 decades, but it is the advances in computing, advances in the computer hardware as well as the algorithms, which have made the deep learning a technology revolutionary, so that a lot of revolutions are taking place. One of the things that we'll be talking about is the applications for acquiring the knowledge. Having understood this and having understood what is specifically being applied as convolutional neural networks in the domain of deep learning, I will talk a little bit about the attacks, how deep learning algorithms can be fooled, and what are the techniques for this. Please note that all these things are already available in the Python machine learning libraries. And interestingly, some of you, I would like to encourage many of you to try to use these things for some specific applications in which you are interested. We were talking a little bit about the future of the AI. Right. So as far as the advances in AI is concerned, I think we already know quite well. Ray Kurzweil has already mentioned in his book in 2011 that the accelerated rate by which the technological advances are happening is something which is unprecedented. And the rate of progress is again so huge that we can't even sort of imagine how things are happening very fast. There are advances in the robotics where Massachusetts Institute of Technology and California University of Southern California at Los Angeles, the east coast of USA as well as the west coast of USA, including the Silicon Valley, they have already demonstrated that the robotics have advanced to such an extent that the controls need not now be through our hands or the keyboard or mouse or any other controls, but our brain waves can be sensed, and based on the thinking process, without saying anything, the controls can be transferred and the robots can be controlled. These technologies are in the experimental stage, and I'll be talking a little bit towards the end of this. For AI and machine learning, the another application of AI and machine learning is in the area of healthcare. And healthcare, I think we have the experts here. We'll be talking about the healthcare and how healthcare is getting transformed. The autonomous transport, you see the autonomous vehicles have been, in fact, that was a DARPA challenge. The Advanced Defense Agency of America had put it as a challenge to develop a technology so that on the American roads, the vehicle can be autonomously, that means without help of driver, can be driven. Today, it has been perfected and it has been demonstrated that from the east coast of America to the west coast of America, the distance more than 5,000 kilometers has now been successfully driven by the autonomous vehicle without the help of a human being as a driver. So it is already advanced. A lot of advances are taking place in advanced materials. Huge properties of advanced materials are being now used to demonstrate or to use or to make use of the applications for which we could not have even thought about earlier. IoT is almost everywhere, and even as simple thing as your toothbrush may have an IoT devices, so that okay, the mobile connected toothbrush, okay, would in fact do some fantastic jobs. There are some links which I have given there. 3D printing has been by now more than 2.5 decade technology, but today almost all of our manufacturing is in the form of the electronic designs, and that product is a custom made product which is now it is possible to deliver it using the 3D printing technology. There are advances in genomics, and COVID has already taught us that many interesting things are possible, okay, where we have the manipulation of genomes, and we are able to, in fact, today deliver the medicine so that these genomes can be corrected. So we are at the brink of a technological revolution, and it is said that the future labor force will require to do the jobs which don't even exist today. So that means things are advancing at such an accelerated rate, and the skill set, I would say that it's not that this we will not have jobs in the future, but we will have different type of jobs. Having realized this, government of Gujarat has already a mega project on AI in manufacturing. And this is some of the state governments, okay, which are so proactive that they have invested more than 500 crores for this drive of AI in manufacturing, so that they retain the manufacturing industry in their state. There is another interesting thing Karnataka government has already initiated, and Karnataka government has established with the experts in IISc Bangalore the Center for Excellence in AI, where you see it is a innovative ideas are nurtured there, and again there is a huge amount of funding, collateral funding from the Karnataka government and our central government has been given to IISc Bangalore to create this Center for Excellence in AI. So these are some of the things, okay, which we at the national level are already doing, and that would require different types of jobs. So what kind of jobs, okay, we would require, and what kind of future education, okay, we should have, right? So as far as there are different industrial revolutions are concerned, okay, you see, we know what is called as a industrial revolution because of the fact that we are able to have the steam powered manufacturing facilities. That was sometime back in early 1800s, late 1700s and early 1800s. The second industrial revolution was about the use of the electricity, because the electric power has been now at that point of time discovered and harnessed for the purpose of manufacturing. Interesting aspect of this electric power is it is able to generate similar products in a large way, and that is what Henry Ford's company was known for, and they were able to generate huge amount of similar cars in in America, and that was an automobile revolution. The third industrial revolution took place, okay, in 1970s or so, where, okay, we in fact demonstrated the use of logic controllers and the logic controllers for the purpose of manufacturing. That was perfected later, okay, in the fourth industrial revolution, which was based on the cyber physical systems. and it is the center for cyber physical systems, okay, which is today, okay, very important. And if you look at the syllabi, which All India Council for Technical Education has now been thinking of revamping as far as the computer science, information technology, and related courses are concerned. The cyber physical systems find a big way there because that's the future. So what are the kind of skills, okay, that are required? In 2014, 2015, okay, we had what are called the 12 graduate attributes, which Washington Accord has identified, and it had quite a few things in 2015, possibly, okay, complex problem solving, cooperation and coordination with the others, because you see today's engineering projects are really mega projects, and in these mega projects this AI is applied at many places. People management, critical thinking was important, but in 2020 it has been identified that, okay, it is creativity, critical thinking, these are have become very important activities, right, for as far as our graduate skills are concerned. So what are the different kinds of intelligence that human beings have? It's not just the logical and the AI that we have available today in the form of the implementations, but it is a linguistic intelligence, it's a visual intelligence, it is a kinesthetic intelligence, it is a nature smartness, music smartness, life smartness, people smartness, and the intrapersonal intelligence. These are the different types of intelligences that tomorrow's world, okay, would typically have the automation of. And we need to, in fact, consider these kind of intelligences as well, right? As far as our country is concerned, okay, it is the different types of economies that we already have. Before I proceed further, I would like to show a quick video. So I would like to play a video. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to, whether you will be able to see that video. Let me see whether I can. I'll share the whole screen. Are you able to see the screen? Are you able to see the video? Anyone? Okay. So I'm not sure whether the sound is coming, but okay, this is what, okay, I wanted to, in fact, show you. This is, So you see, okay, this part told you about the futuristic companies called Neuralink and Facebook. So what Facebook is trying to do? Okay, you see, okay, Facebook is trying to this is what I talked about, that this technology has already been perfected from the prototype level to the level, okay, where we can in fact today control the robots by just capturing the patterns of brain waves. And this means that the kind of technology that one needs to develop here is something, okay, which is very, very revolutionary. Right. So now DARPA I had already mentioned. Right. So you see, okay, there are lots of things, okay, which we have, in fact, this thing says, and this generates a lot of projects for you. In fact, you will be able to think about quite a few interesting things. I hope you're able to see my slides now. I'm coming back to the slides. Any response? Right. So if you look at today's our Indian context, in the Indian context, okay, we have it's basically, we have lot of land, okay, which is agricultural land, and it's an agricultural revolution which has in fact made India one of the leading countries in the last 7 decades. Along with the Indian Revolution, we also have had, in fact, industrial revolution where the factories were the sites, and we had a lot of manufacturing which has been taking place. But in future, okay, it is the research institutes, universities which will produce knowledge, and that knowledge is going to be much more important, because today's in the future, okay, the society will be a knowledge based and the information based society, and knowledge would be of much more value than others things. So things are happening and things are changing very fast, and now I would say that the technologies of artificial intelligence have been developed to such an extent that the kind of knowledge that we have acquired, we as human beings have acquired over thousands of years, can now be generated in few hours time from scratch by some of the programs which are in the domain of artificial intelligence. Specifically in the domain of chess and in the domain of board games, right? What was already known was, okay, we knew that it is the IBM's program which in fact use IBM's Deep Blue as a program, which is actually the computing hardware, software, and the computer system, okay, which defeated the world champion Garry Kasparov in the in the game of chess. So in the game of chess, okay, what is this deep blue as a technology consisting of? It consisted of, at that point of time, what is known as an expert system. An expert system consists of large number of rules and facts. So what are those rules and facts? The rules and facts are the hard-coded knowledge for which we already know the rules for playing the chess. It relied on the fastest computer, right? A specialized specialized computer, okay, which in fact did what we called it as fast inferences per second. And that is why, okay, in 1990s and early 2000s, okay, we were talking about what are called as million inferences per second. That was a typical kind of thing, that because this deep blue, okay, as an architecture, okay, was, okay, based on this kind of. So this was a kind of revolution, and it was thought that because of the fastness of the machine and because of the advances, okay, it was able to defeat the Garry Kasparov, and it is able to change the thing. However, okay, apart from IBM, now today, not really today, I would say about 6 years back, okay, it is Google. Google's researchers introduced a specialized algorithm called, and what they called it as a subsidiary of the Google, called DeepMind. And what they did, they talked about the whole lot of different kinds of board games. And for those board games, okay, they started with an algorithm which is based on the deep learning. What kind of deep learning? Convolutional neural network is a version of deep learning which is already known today. And they said that, okay, they will not worry, they will not do any hard coding of the knowledge, any rules there in their expert system, no facts, no rules. The computer, the deep learning algorithm was not given any input whatsoever. It was only asked to play, and based on the play, okay, it started learning through what is called as a self-learning. And after few hours of time, actually, okay, the subsidy, the version which was demonstrated in 2018, 2019 was after 4 hours or so, okay, it started beating the best chess engine in the world. And these are some of the shots, okay, which are available here, right? And you see, okay, this is the Google program, okay, typically defeated. They developed what is called as the AlphaZero. And today, okay, if we look at the Wikipedia, on the Wikipedia, a lot of literature is available on the AlphaZero technologies. And there are a whole variety of AlphaZero technologies based on that algorithms and technologies, various such kind of even open source programs like this Stockfish chess is available where you can actually play this. So I would encourage you to actually do some hands-on on this, so that, okay, you are familiar with what kind of things are happening there. And these are some of the advances, okay, which have been in fact reported in the papers there. So these are some of these papers. And there is another technology called Stockfish, right? So these are all based on the deep learning. So AlphaZero and these kind of things, okay, there are some
जोगी
differences.
यहाँ से सुनना चाहता हूँ कैसे होगा यहाँ से आवाज सुनना चाहता हूँ।
ये है ना, इसमें सुनो ना।
अच्छा, इससे खराब है क्या?
I hope you are here, right? Now, that's a very interesting and important part of the deep
अच्छा, अभी
learning.
ये लेके अगर चाय पीने चले?
नहीं नहीं नहीं,
वहां से नहीं होगा?
नहीं होगा।
Yeah. Right. Okay. So now, okay, in the second half of the last decade, from 2014-2015 onwards, people realized the strength of convolutional neural networks, but parallelly, the leading institutes like MIT, Stanford University have started realizing that whatever is learned through these machine learning models can be fooled very easily. And hence, okay, this fooling of such kind of things, okay, would typically, okay, can be done through what they called it as an adversarial attacks. And in the adversarial attacks, okay, I would show you some of the examples there. See, there is a picture of a panda here, okay, on the left hand side. For this, I add a noise in this picture. Why I am showing picture is because, okay, it is easier to sort of appreciate quickly. Now, the deep learning algorithm, okay, which recognize this as a panda, okay, would start recognizing it not as a panda, but as a given, okay, with 99.3% confidence. Okay, so just a small amount of noise, okay, which if human beings are exposed to, the human beings look, the picture to the human being looks like this. And with this, okay, we would consider it as a panda, but the machine learning algorithm can be fooled. And why it can be fooled? Because the kind of tuning of the parameters and the parameter learning which take place in the deep, in the kind of convolutional neural network, okay, essentially is not, in a sense, stable. And Ian Goodfellow, okay, has in fact this picture has been taken from his lecture there, okay, which is from the Stanford University. So things are happening in a very such kind of different way, and there are lots of courses on this deep learning and adversarial learning from the Stanford University as well as the MIT, okay, which are the leading institutes. And you see, okay, that is what kind of technology they are driving at. Right. Say, if we look at this clean image here, okay, with this image, okay, you recognize this as a washing machine, but okay, with some noise added to it, okay, it recognizes, okay, this is a washer, okay, it recognizes it as a safe, and it recognizes it as a speaker, loudspeaker, and so on and so forth. Okay, when some kind of images, some kind of noises are in fact added, human beings will not be able to get fooled, but the machine learning algorithms can easily be fooled by the different kinds of noises that we have. Okay, another this thing adversarial attack is, okay, today face recognition is almost everywhere, but the face recognition can be in fact fooled, okay, by having some kind of different kinds of goggles. And with that kind of thing, the facial recognition software, okay, can be fooled, right? There is another interesting example here. Okay, there is a sign called a stop. With this sign stop, okay, if I add this kind of squares, white square as well as a black square there, then the machine learning algorithm does not recognize it as a stop sign, but it recognizes it as a speed limit sign. And when it recognizes a speed limit sign for the autonomous vehicle driving, okay, such kind of application of such kind of technology is a very, very dangerous thing. So now there are lots of applications of this kind of adversarial attacks and the techniques to develop the avoidance of adversarial attacks. So I won't be able to talk about the different types of adversarial. So there are different types of adversarial attacks. So, PhD student. I'm in a lecture right now. 15 मिनट के बाद बात करते हैं.
Okay, sir.
Hello. Yeah. So I think I will skip these slides. Okay. Basically, there are different types of attacks there. Okay. This thing, the machine learning attacks, and there are different types of defenses there. Okay. So I'm skipping this kind of thing, but you see, okay, this has now been one of the important parts there. And in the Python libraries, there are adversarial machine learning tools which are already available. I would like to request you to please take a hands-on on this thing and try to look at this kind of things. So what's the future of AI? Well, in the future of AI, typically, okay, what will happen? Things are happening, things are changing very fast. But the problem with this kind of things is, okay, the changes are so rapid that essentially, okay, the AI impact on the future would be, it would augment our capabilities, our human effectiveness, and we'll be able to develop the interesting things, smart systems in communities, smart systems in vehicles, and so on and so forth. So it would save time, money, and offer lot of opportunities for us, okay, to enjoy, okay, more customized future. However, okay, interestingly, okay, the technology is driving technology further, but okay, there are moral issues there because the choices about what is to be done in future. So the superhuman performance can be achieved. In fact, it will be achieved. But after having achieved this, how to harness that? Where to apply for that thing? That thing, okay, is something, okay, which is very important. And in the director of the MIT initiative on the digital economy, this Eric has said that it is important for us to say what we will choose to do, okay, and it is important for us that the technology should match our values. So it's an emphasis on the values. If the values, if we do not nurture the proper values, then this would lead to the extinction of the human beings. If not extinction of the human being, suffering of large population of our human beings. And that would be very important to us. So that's what about the AI's future. Time permitting, okay, I would like to show you the another video. Let me see whether I can show you the video. Right. There is kind of thing, okay, which is futuristic. And I hope you're able to see this. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What I am trying to show you is another technology, okay, which would say that the death can be avoided. If not death can be avoided, whatever is there in your brain, okay, can be in fact downloaded in the So you see, okay, this drives at our ancient Indian wisdom, where we have already analyzed various aspects of our human existence. And I would like to stop here by saying that this is the kind of technologies, these are the kind of futuristic things which are in fact some things, okay, which tells us that lots of positive things are happening, but okay, how to harness those things is our responsibility in future. So I hope that I was able to tell you certain things about the future of artificial intelligence, that some of the technologies which today we are researching upon. So papers are being published in very good research journals based on such kind of technologies. And I have tried to take you to the futuristic technologies which are already being experimented in the world over. And particularly Silicon Valley and America is still leading into such kind of things. In the process, I also mentioned something which our government of India has been emphasizing upon. And particularly, I told you something about the Gujarat model and the Karnataka government model. All these materials are taken from various books, reports, and so on and so forth. Nothing is original as such. Okay, and I tried to give you some references for that kind of things when I tried to show you. And anyway, if there is an omission, well, that is not intentional. Thank you. I think I kept up to my time. I was given 40 minutes. I think I just finished in 40 minutes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And just to tell you that in your excellent presentation, that nowadays, obviously, that AI and ML has an immense application in medical informatics domain. Just to tell you, sir, since you have been our research mentor also, so in Techno India NJR Institute of Technology has a Center of Excellence in Medical Informatics. And here many faculties and students, they have already published papers in medical informatics in top journals and conferences. Presently, the work here is actually going on, and the topics are related to your beta thalassemia using AI techniques, ML in your cervical and breast cancer, and also Alzheimer's research. So these are the promising areas we have touched upon. And thank you so much, sir, for the excellent lecture. And now the participants, if you have any questions, you please may ask Professor Chaudhary. Okay. And students also be in touch with Professor Chaudhary, because he is also our honorary adjunct professor. And recently we have also a national level research MU under his guidance. So we will work together definitely. So students, since many of you are already engaged in research in this particular field, so I hope that this will carry forward a long way. And Professor Chaudhary, another very good thing I want to tell you that recently we have been accredited by NAC B+, and there the visit team, they were extremely impressed. In the report also they have mentioned that they are extremely satisfied with the work we are carrying on, especially in industry linkage. We have industry certification programs in order to cover the research gap, a bridge gap of the syllabi, and also the research activities. So that is also another thing. So thank you so much. In the last slide, Professor Chaudhary has sent you the email ID and his contact details. So at the moment, if you don't have any question, so please be in touch with Professor Chaudhary, and he's a leading academician in this AI and ML field. Even the students who are pursuing your projects, you can also take guidance under him. And I am sure that you will be associated with Techno, and Techno students and faculties will be extremely benefited by virtue of your guidance. And yes, and recently our honorable director and trustee, Dr. R S Vyas, he has also received honorary PhD in the for his excellent contribution in your technical education and entrepreneurship. So Professor Chaudhary, once again, I am on behalf of Techno India NJR, I really am grateful to you for accepting our invitation and delivering such a wonderful, delightful, and knowledge-worthy this plenary speech in today's International Symposium on Applied Artificial Intelligence. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Just a last word which I wanted to add is, I think many of you might have seen on the television the Kavach as a technology that Indian railways have adopted and demonstrated, right?
Yes.
So you see, that is another very important application for which tens of thousands of crores are already been put by the Indian railways, right? So these are the kind of technologies, okay, which are in fact, so that's another initiative, okay, that we already, government has already demonstrated, and lots of things need to be done in that particular area. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
So, okay. So all the participants, just to inform you that our next plenary speech will start from 11 AM onwards. So till that time, please stay tuned. Okay.
So we have some time. So I will show you the video on the Kavach technology.
Yes, Professor Chaudhary, we have. Yes, we have 10 minutes time.
Are you able to see the video?
Yes, video we can see.
You can see the video and
yes.
You can hear the thing.
No, audio is not. We can't.
Audio is not coming.
Yes.
Audio is not coming. Okay. Anyway, you can see that this is a train, okay, in which our Honorable Minister of Railways was sitting inside this. And on the same track, okay, the track on which this train is already there, the rails, okay, on which this train is there is another train, right? And automatically by the driver, without the interference of the driver, how this technology has already demonstrated that the machine, the train stops. Okay, that is what I'm trying to show. So I think since the voice is not coming, at least, okay, you can see, okay, what is happening. So please note that although the driver is sitting there, okay, driver is not doing anything. Along with driver, there's the minister also which is sitting, and the technology which has already been embedded into the Indian Railways. Driver is not putting a brake. एक ही लाइन में दो ट्रेन है. Right. So the train stopped. Okay, it's a train stopped not because of the interference of the driver, but because of the system, okay, which has been built in inside. So thank you. I think this video you might have seen already on the television.
I have a question. Is it sorry, this is Lalit Yagnik here.
Yeah.
Is this already in use now? Or
Yeah,
is it just
no, it has been, prototype has been demonstrated.
Okay.
It is now going to be adopted.
Okay.
Because you see, in order to adopt this, okay, what are the things which are needed? You require the so much implant of the sensors everywhere. So it has been demonstrated only in that particular track and only in that particular place, okay, where things are already available. So to adopt this thing, but it can be adopted very easily. And you see, Professor Sinha of IIT Kanpur, you might be knowing that, okay, he is leading the efforts of automation in Indian Railways. He is a consultant. He is actually the right consultant to this particular project, and he is willing to give so many other related small funded projects which would enhance this technology and which would generate this kind of thing. So that's a kind of challenge for all of us to say that, okay, we need to harness this kind of thing and try to see that we get the funding. We not only just we get the funding, we demonstrate it being a part of the larger project. And that is where the cooperation amongst the different technological groups, okay, is very important. Yeah. Thank you, Professor Lalit.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, because I think what you demonstrated is really a smile to all of us at Techno, because about 2016, 17 or 17, 18, in the Smart India Hackathon, Techno NJR hosted the railway projects. So the first year, 500 students from all over the country came for 36 hours. And likewise, which is where Prime Minister also addressed in the night to the students. But interestingly, the students did, in one of the two hackathons, I remember, they built such a, very small system to address similar use case. Of course, it was only 36 hours of work. And the railways at that time said, wow, this is very interesting. We should take it forward. So just that you sent me down the memory lane, but no, very good to see this in action now. Excellent.
And in fact, okay, it has a lot of future now. So in the next 5 years, okay, as you said, this will be adopted by Indian government. And if the expertise is available in your institute, okay, I think it can be taken to the level where the institute will be able to contribute to this project.
Very nice. Now we definitely should work on projects like this. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. IIT Kanpur professor can help.
Okay.
Because he's after all an academician. Right? Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I have a lecture now, so maybe I will log out after some time.
Yes, sir. Our students and faculty members will be in touch with you shortly. Okay.
So there are no questions. I think I can log out.
Yes, sir. They will be in touch with you. Okay.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
IIT Indore. I Okay, so the dear participants, already another stalwart in the field of applied AI, Professor Ananda S Hati from IIT ISM Dhanbad, he is also online. Just to briefly to tell about him that he is one of the very youngest faculties in IIT who have many patents, granted patents in his credit. He has many reputed publications in SCI Index Journal with very high impact factor. His mainly work is applications of AI and ML in mining machinery engineering, and already many of our students and faculties, they are doing some collaborative work under his esteemed guidance. So we are really thankful to Professor Hati for accepting the invitation from our side, and really I'm sure that by virtue of his plenary speech, we all will gather some knowledge. See, students and faculty members, I always used to tell that AI and ML is basically a tool. You can apply AI to and your ML in any particular domain. So please, through his lecture, you can actually understand that how AI and ML you can be applied in the field of electrical engineering and mining machinery engineering also. So I'd like to welcome Professor Ananda Hati from IIT ISM Dhanbad, a leading academician. So over to you, Professor Hati. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Prashun, for this nice introduction, sir. It was glad that I'm here today for this talk on the topic of deep learning based multiple fault detection approach for squirrel cage induction motor. So, sir, our talk will be scheduled at when, sir? 11, I think, sir.
Yes, 11.
So, since it is not 11, I think it will be good that we'll be waiting for some time, or should I continue?
Professor, you just can tell that what type of research you are currently doing, so that afterwards the students can be in touch with you, and then from 11 a.m. you can start your presentation.
Okay, for the students, that presently I am working in the area of condition-based maintenance of induction motors and energy efficiency of HVAC systems. Now, in both the things, I'm rigorously trying to use the AI, because basically for us, AI is a tool to use to just increase the efficiency or for detection of fault. We are using them as a very tool for them. It is nowhere much more than that to us. So just trying to implement those things here. For this, there are many things with the condition-based maintenance. Only I will be taking. I will be delivering a talk here. So exactly what work and how we are doing it, you will be given a total overview of this. And energy efficiency is not being yet been shared, but still I can brief that in HVAC systems, the energy consumption is too high. Therefore, we are developing a controller, AI-based controller, to reduce the energy consumption so that we can gain proper airflow with very low energy. That means you have to get benefit more, pay less. In simple words, we can say this. And
okay, Professor, so it's
yes.
10:59, so you
Yes,
can
sir.
share your slide and you can start.
Yes, sir. Professor Prashun is a big brother to me, always. I think my screen is visible now.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Now,
yes, sir, it's visible.
yes. So just yes, sir. So today's talk is on development of deep learning based multiple fault detection approach for squirrel cage induction motor. Now we have this content. You can have a look over this. Then first introduction about the faults, then the CBM, then the motivation, objective importance, about the CNN, the block diagram is set up, and the conclusion then for publications. Now see here, this CBM, why we are using this, the squirrel cage induction motors are the main driving force. Approximately 95% to 96% of this machineries are being used here in the modern industries. Why? Because this has having an excellent speed and torque characteristics, precise control, robust. They are robust machines. So we are just using the SCIM over anywhere, from a fan to your railway engines to anywhere, from winders to your conveyor belts, anywhere we are using this SCIM because of this characteristics. But as these are also a machine, faults are unavoidable. You just cannot avoid the faults. So what are the faults? The faults can be classified into two categories. One is a mechanical, another is a electrical. So mechanical, we are having the bearing fault, the eccentricity, the broken rotor bar, and electrical, the stator and rotor winding. But among all these things, if we go according to the IEEE studies, then we can find that the bearing fault and is the major fault that which occurs in a IM. Now, why these faults are caused? Like if it is operating in a very harsh operating conditions, like in mines. In mines, the operating condition is too harsh, with the high temperature, high humidity, then a lot of presence of noxious gases or toxic gases, the dirt, debris are total overheating. So this leads to why these faults are here. Now we can see the fault symptoms as unbalanced voltage or line current, then there will be excessive heating, the losses will be increased, then efficiency reduction. So this will be the causes and symptoms of the fault. Now, which we do encounter for an induction motors. Now, for this, we do have many types of maintenance or the monitoring, but the condition-based maintenance is the best. Why? Because in this maintenance system, we can see that a continuous evaluation of health is being done throughout its serviceable life. And it not only just detect the fault, apart from this, it also concentrate that why the failure is occurring. We need to know why and how it can be eliminated. In the past, means the previous CBM techniques were used like as overcurrent, over voltage, but now we will be using AI incorporated with this. Now, for this CBM, there are 4 following steps we have to do. The first step is the measurement, then data acquisition, next data processing, and last is the diagnostic task. We have to do this. For the CBM, the major or the main, the key techniques are remaining same throughout. It is vibration, measurement of vibration, current, temperature, axial leakage, or PD. We will be measuring these parameters and using them with the AI and for the condition-based maintenance. Now, as I've told you that bearing faults are the significant faults. The major faults are the bearing faults. Apart from this, second is our broken rotor bar damages, but this occur only in case of DOL starting and frequent switching operation. For example of this is like if you are using a winders, in colloquially we can talk of lift, that lift operations are there, then this DOL starting is there and the frequent switching operation is there. So there we can see that broken rotor bar damages is also predominant apart from the bearing failures. So we require a total or equal emphasis on both the faults properly, and we will be giving in this. So, and very limited amount of work we can find in this sector for fault detection. So this to fault detection simultaneously and using AI is absolute necessary in today's date, because we not only want to remove the fault, but we want
Participants, I guess there is a technical issue, so speaker will join us soon. Just please bear with us and stay here. Speaker is joining us soon. Professor is joining us soon, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, just my net got disconnected somehow. Sorry for this interruption. Okay, so where was I? Yes, I was in. Because we cannot go for the go to the check the various system is the very much hello.
Hello. Yes.
Hello. Yes. Sorry
Yes,
for
yes.
this thing. Something
Yes, sir.
is some problem is there. I think to
Okay.
this.
So please you carry on.
Yes. 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 Thank you. So what was this? Yes. Now, so this method employs a deep learning algorithm which will be eliminating the signal processing and the feature selection thing. Now, with this thing, we will be just able to eliminate the complex instrumentation system, make it easy for any layman to work on this system. Now, for using this, we are using CNN. And what is the CNN? It is a subdomain of deep learning, which it has found it is a very important thing owing to its very much image classification is excellent features. Now, it combines the feature extraction and classification, which is segregating from the other machine learning things. So this is composed of multiple trainable layers for linear and non-linear things. Since our work is a bit of non-linearity, we have chosen CNN for this thing. Now, what is this? This is the basic architecture of the CNN. You can find this, the basic input layer, the CNN layer, the max pooling layer, then the fully connected layer and the softmax layers, and this will be our output. Now, what is this? The CNN, the convolutional layer, it is convolved over the input image to develop a new dimensional features. Now, here we are just neurons. Here in this will be feed forward in the neural network to denote the original image, and it will be replicated across the complete entity of the unit of the input. Now, next layer is our pooling layer. Now, this performs a very crucial operation in CNN. Now, it reduces the dimensionality of the features maps and sharpens its located features, thereby minimizing the parameters and optimize the computation in the network. It also reduces the number of parameters and computation in the networks, thereby it also controls the overfitting. So this is a very crucial layer. And the next layer will be our fully connected layer. Now, this is the final layer of the CNN architecture. It uses softmax activation function here. And this layer consists of neurons that are completely connected to the previous layer. It connects all the features will be collected here, and softmare's activation function will be limiting its output between 0 to 1 for the given input. So what is this pros? We can find that this has an automatic feature selection. We do not need to select any features. Its learning capability is just end-to-end, and domain is very good. It's excellent domain adaptability. Now using this thing, this is the proposed fault detection methodology that we have been using for vibration signals. Now for vibration signals have been collected using this ADXL 326 sensors. That is the vibration sensors on the body of the SCIM. And then we are using a DAC and the workstation for this. Basically, we are using LabVIEW NI DAC for collection of the signals, and then workstation we are using in the computer. We are going for this, all these things. Similarly, for this thing, we are current signals, we are using a CTs, the Hall sensors, that is Hall sensors, and then again NI DAC and the workstations just to use the CNNs. Now this is the complete combination of combining these two things. We are showing it here. Now this is the experimental setup that we are using in our lab for the condition-based maintenance. Now this one is the health. You can see this here. This rotor is a healthy rotor. This rotor does have one damage, one bar has been damaged. We have done this intentionally just to identify exactly what will be the result here. Next is our two damaged bars. This one you can see here is two damaged bars have been damaged. Next, in the bearing failure, to identify the bearing failure, this one is our healthy bearing. This is a bearing failure with an inner rest fault of, I think it is of 2 mm cut. Now this one is inner rest fault with a 4 mm, and this here you can see with a 6 mm. Now apart from this, we are also having outer rest fault. Here outer rest fault, here outer rest cut of 2, outer rest fault cut of 4 mm, of 6 mm, and here we can find that this ball we have intentionally damaged it, this damaged ball. Now fault detection, now for this things, for identification of these things, we will be using many CNN models. The first CNN model is having of 16 layers. Now here, what are the faults we are detecting? The first fault is BORB, that is bearing outer rest fault, BIRF, that is bearing inner rest fault, BBDF, that is bearing ball defect, and BRB, broken rotor burst. And all these faults were simulated in an experimental setup on the various loading conditions with a sampling frequency of 10K. The loading conditions were 25, 50, 75, 100. Like this was, we were simulating these things. So in the 16 layers, we are finding it that the epochs that has been found that having chosen multiple rounds is 70 epochs. And the accuracy of this model that we have got is average accuracy is 99.7%. So this much of accuracy we have achieved. This is a very good, indeed excellent. Now, if we go and see the results, that whatever we are talking here, now we can show you this. This is the training versus validation curve, confusion matrix, and the training versus validation loss curve. So in this thing, basically, if we look into the confusion matrix, you can find that rarely any data has been misclassified into other things. And thereby we have, and this is the reason why we have achieved it a very high accuracy. Now for this thing also statistically we are going for the performance evolution, that is the precision ratio, the recall ratio, and F1 score for the every CNN layers that we are using there. So here we can see this is very good. Now if we compare this with existing literature, then we can find that none of the methods is having an accuracy of 99.7. So this is the best method that we have developed in our laboratories. Now so if we go and now see this, that how much it can be work apart from our experimental model, this has been also shown in the public domain data set, just to ensure is very much reproducibility. Here for the case Western Reserve University Bearing Data Center, we are using this, and there also we are finding it that our accuracy is the same. Our accuracy is remaining same. See, you can see this here in the performance indices. You can see the same here. So here we are 30 epochs and 99.5% accuracy was achieved. So it's again, it can be reproduced in anywhere and it can be readily used in the industry. Now, same thing has been done with the CNN model having 19 layers. In the 19 layers also, very rare misclassification has been there. And just you can have a look here, the performance, you can see this, the performance indices are very good that we have achieved here. And its accuracy is approximately 99.8%. And this also has been tested, this model has also been tested in the public domain data set. And we have got the same 99.5% accuracy. See, this means you are, even if we are using our model into the publicly in the other training sets, so this is also we can use it. So similarly, we are using, next thing we are using is transfer learning based CNN model. Now, why we are using transfer learning? Because just to go through for train an algorithm from the scratch, it's a very cumbersome task. So reduce the task or reduce the time consuming, we are using transfer learning. What advantage we will be getting from this? What advantage we will be getting it from here? That the time taken to perform the task will be reduced and the computational features will be reduced. So here also we will be using VGG16 and VGG19 model here. See, the VGG19 is been shown here, how much filters and what will be the kernel size, what is the ReLU activation function here is not being shown here. But we are using this. So first, then we are using, apart from this also 16 and 19, we have used ResNet, that is the residual neural network. Now with this thing, what is the beauty of this? That we can go up to 150 or more layers, and these layers will be giving us more accuracy of this. Now now we do not need to strain this every layer here. Simply the input will be given to the activation function here, and we will be just go and get the result in a less amount of time. Now this one is the architecture of the ResNet block. You can see this ResNet 50 block here. Here inception is now this we are using is 164 layers and 1000 distinct classes. We can see this here. That is this one, the overall architecture of ResNet V2, and this is the composition of the STEM network. Apart from this, the feed modules 17 into 17, 35 into 35, and 8 into 8, these all structures have been showing you here, just to have a better understanding. But with a limited time, these things cannot be completely be explained here. And this one is the same here, which will pretend VGG16 model for the current images. We will be first doing that, showing you that one. Now here, what is the thing? As earlier it has been told, training takes a huge amount of time. But if it is a transfer learning, we can just reduce the time consumption. Apart from this, see, we are using the sampling here that has been used is 10K for 200 seconds. And the image size will be 224 into 224 into 3 as it was initially. The faults are remaining same, that is healthy, BIRF, BORF, BPDF, and BRP. For easy calculation of easy things, we are taking 3000 data at each of the training sets, and it has been divided into and 500 data for validation and 500 data for testing. So we are we have used 15,000 data sets and perform this classification, 5 classification tasks. When we are going to classify these things, we can see even better results we are getting, or in terms of accuracy, better results we are getting if we compare this with our initial, that is the VGG16 or VGG19 models. Here, this model is only taking 50 epochs of time, and the training accuracy is the highest it was achieved within this 50 epochs with an accuracy of 99.4. So less number of epochs and high accuracy we are getting for this transfer model, and none of the previous things can match with this. Now, if we are going for the same with the VGG19 model, by using a transfer learning, we can see even the epochs are getting less. With the means the higher number of the layers we are going, the epochs is getting lowered, but our accuracy is increasing. Less time with a higher accuracy. Now same thing with this is with the ResNet 50 model. ResNet 50 model, we can see this one will be a confusion matrix just to ensure that none of the things are getting misclassified. And here the epochs for training is only 35, even less than the VGG19 model, an accuracy of 99.7. So as we are going on increasing the layers, our training time is just getting reduced and accuracy is increased. Now this one is a pre-trained inception ResNet V2 model for detecting the same faults with same things. Now here we can see this is now 164 layers. In 164 layers, we can see only 30 epochs is being taken, and now with an accuracy of 99.8. Now all these things, if we compare with this, like with our method, the VGG19, VGG16, and the inception, now we can see that we are getting accuracy in terms of percentage better and better if we are going on. Now we are using the same algorithms for detection of vibration images or the vibration signals. Again, the same things here for vibration signals also. If the model for VGG16 model, it is having a 60 epochs and accuracy of 99.5. For VGG19 model, highest accuracy achieved in 40 epochs with an accuracy of 99.6. For 50 model, 35 epochs and 99.7%. And for ResNet 50, this will be 30 epochs and 99.8. So we can see this, that as we are increasing the things for this another method of identifying the faults, here also we are getting an enormous good result here. So this one will be very nice. Now all these things have been retested just to ensure its reproducibility in the same Case Western Reserve University bearing dataset, and with the various things, and we can see this here also we are getting the results as a very good one. So what we can see this, that what we can tell this models that have been developed in our lab, it is not only for this particular setup, works well not only in this particular setup, but it works well in any other setup. It can be used, it can be rapidly used in anywhere. So conclusion is that it's from evident, we can tell that this without any human interference, without anything, it provide as an automatic feature extraction and selection capability for the fault diagnostic technique. And as we go for the higher layers, we are getting better and better results. And this has just simply outperformed all the methods available till now. These methods have developed in this year, and it can be reproduced anywhere throughout the world in the industry. Means this is a ready to use package. So this is the conclusion. Now, I think I am open to the questions if you are having. Hello, Professor Prashun. Hello. Hello. Please ask your questions if anyone has anything.
Hello.
Yes, Yogendraji.
Yes.
Oh,
Sir,
yes.
Sir, can you please tell us regarding the research directions in the field of especially your electrical engineering? Because here we have some professors who are very good in your electrical engineering. So some are the PhDs from reputed institutes, so that further on they can actually work under your guidance for any further collaboration.
Yes, sir. We can work on many areas in the work. Like presently, this CBM, I have collaborated with the Dhanbad University of Korea, and one of my research scholars just got selected in as an assistant professor in there. So collaboration we are trying to do it. And if anyone is interested in joining our team in working with the CBM, then it will be a very good. As this research work done by the research presentation that I've shown you here, it was his presentation only, Dr. Prashant. So it will be very good that if anyone is working with us in the area of CBM or energy efficiency of HVAC systems. So it will be very nice if anyone is working willing to work with me. Because a lot of work is still pending in these areas.
And sir, some of the students of electrical engineering, so they are actually about to start some projects. Okay, so they will seek your guidance also. Okay.
Yes, Professor.
Okay, and
Yes.
And the participants, is there any query or question you can please ask? Okay, Professor, just to enlighten, can you please tell me that what are the actually, see, what another good news I'm giving you, Techno India NJR has recently been accredited with NAC B+. Okay, so and it's the highest among any private institute in Udaipur. So that is that, and they have appreciated. So can you please give us some suggestion that in electrical engineering, okay, how the means research collaborations, how we can actually carry on, just advice for the faculties.
Just I think you are having my number, and few of the faculties also having my number. So if there is anyone is interested in any talks or this kind of things, they can simply just give me a ring, and then we can have elaborate discussions exactly on what area they are working and how we can collaborate and how we can do this setups, so bring on the projects proposal, write down the projects proposals, and get some money from the various fundings. Then we can start these things. It's a very good thing if we are doing these things. We always welcome this kind of stuff.
And sir, just last one suggestion, that if we want to create some center of excellence in electrical engineering, so what are the latest research trends on which we can do?
So the research trends will be energy efficiency. It's a very
Okay.
today's date. What is happening is just even if you go for the World Economic Forum or like Paris Agreement or this kind of stuff, you can find that everywhere people are just talking about the carbon footprints. Just we want to, in fact, in India also, India is also planning to go for the zero carbon footprint by 2050, I think. So this will be an emerging trend. In anywhere we can do this. So energy efficiency is a very crucial thing in today's day.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for giving your time. And definitely our faculties and students, they will be in touch with you. Okay, sir.
No, sir. Anytime, sir. You are my big brother, sir.
Thank you.
You
Thank you.
can be. It's just in fact my honor to be here.
No. And our faculties and students definitely will be in touch with you. Okay, sir.
Yes,
and shortly we'll make your visit also to our institute so that you can guide us in electrical engineering department to set up some center of excellence. Okay, sir.
Definitely.
Once again,
definitely.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, participants, just after 10 minutes, our next talk will be delivered by Professor Sandeep Poddar of Lincoln University College Malaysia. Till then, please stay with us.
So, Professor, just I can leave now, I think.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir.
Yes, please. Participants, just to tell you that Professor Sandeep Poddar will be joining shortly. So please be online. He will be with us soon in a couple of minutes.
सुशील कुमावत जिंदाबाद।
So participants, just to tell you that our next plenary speech will be delivered by Professor Sandeep Poddar, who is the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation of Lincoln University College Malaysia. Just to inform you that we have Techno India NJR has a very strong tie-up, special research tie-up with Lincoln University College Malaysia. Many of our faculties, they are pursuing their PhD, and many your undergraduate students, they have already visited Lincoln University College Malaysia for a research internship 2 weeks. So that is a very good relationship with this top level institute. And just to tell you that today's talk will be your AI in healthcare informatics. Just a short biography regarding our upcoming speaker, Dr. Sandeep Poddar. He is actually currently working as Deputy Vice Chancellor, and he has also served as Senior Research Director and Executive Editor Publications in Lincoln University College, Malaysia. He is also Adjunct Faculty Honorary of Bharat Center, Canada. Dr. Sandeep has been graduated from University of Calcutta with honors in geology, and after that he has done postgraduate diploma in diabetics from All India Institute of Hygiene and Public Health, Master of Science in Geology with specialization in biochemical genetics from Dhanbad Educational Institute with distinction. In addition to this, he has obtained Master of Business Administration MBA from Lincoln University College Malaysia. He has completed PhD in geology, and he has a lot of work on applied AI in geology. He has also pursued postdoctoral research in AI and data analytics on hemoglobin and oral cancer mutation, He is associated with establishment of molecular diagnostics laboratory, NEON, and also set up certain biotechnology centers of excellence worldwide as various consultant. Professor Poddar has published more than 140 research papers in Scopus Web of Science indexed journals. He has several books. He has 15 granted patents in his name, and he is the guest editor of many reputed Scopus index journals, including your Elsevier, InterScience publishers. And he has initiated the International Journal of Advancement in Life Sciences Research. This journal is now one of the leading journals in life science field. He is active member of different organizations like Indian Science Congress Association, Indian Science News Association, World Academy of Sciences, Mental Health Innovation Network, Malaysian Society for Molecular Biology and Biotechnology. He is also a fellow member of World Researchers Association and Indian Academic Researchers Association. So with this brief introduction, we are now waiting for the arrival of Professor Sandeep Poddar. His speech will be actually beginning shortly, and he will give you some glimpses on how we can apply AI and medical informatics in your this environmental management and healthcare management. Just to tell you that Techno India NJR, many faculties, they are pursuing their PhDs in this particular field. Some are working on beta thalassemia, some are actually working on breast cancer. So some faculties, they are working on cervical cancer, and many faculties are working on Alzheimer research also. So already there is a Center of Excellence in Medical Informatics there in collaboration with Lincoln University College Malaysia. So we have eminent professors, and Professor Sandeep Poddar is also our honorary visiting professor. So with this short introduction regarding our eminent speaker, let's wait for Professor Sandeep Poddar to join us, and then he will enlighten ourselves with his plenary speech. Okay, so I think, yes, Professor, very good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much on behalf of Techno India NJR. We welcome you to this International Symposium on Applied AI. And especially thank you for guiding our faculty members and the students, both who are actually pursuing research, and under your esteemed guidance also. Thank you so much. Just to tell you the participants that Professor Poddar is a stalwart in this particular field, and he has been our research mentor also. Yeah, he is our honorary adjunct professor also. So we have already discussed about his excellent biodata. So now Professor Poddar, it's over to you, please, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Prasoon and Professor Jogendra for the introduction, and all the participants who joined here. I just want to share that my screen first. In our research, you can see Lincoln University College have collaboration with Techno India NJR from the past few years, and we have also do joint event conferences, and of course there are many patents we have published in collaboration with Professor Prasoon. You can see the patent list in our website. Also, some are already get granted from the Australian patent, innovation patent, and some in India is pending for approval because that is take time. And of course, we have different types of publications, and of course, we have our own journals, and of course, other is also we have the book publication, and in that book also joint publication is there. So these are in brief that the research collaboration we are doing with Techno India NJR, and we move forward in future as well with these what we call research and collaboration events. Many of the staff members is approaching to me, and we are discussing for their future work scope and our work goal, because our life is always movable. It is not that what we are today, we stand still like that in future as well, because life is always like ECG curve. And ECG curve, you can see that it is going up and down, up and down. If it is flat, means it is death. So if we are not moving, if we are not adjusting ourselves with the changing environment, we not adapt, we don't, evolution is not there, then we are not living. So we have to change, we have to adapt, we have to learn different things. So I am sharing here today what I know, means from my experience, I share my knowledge and with you, and I expect that you will also share your views and your idea about this topic. So today already you have attended 2 other eminent guest speakers talk. So I just share my slide now. Is my sound is audible and slide visible? Okay.
Yes. Yes, Professor. Perfect.
Okay. So all students, if all the participants, if anything, you please write in the chat box, and of course we will discuss if you, after the conference event also, means after the talk session. So we are here today in the International Symposium on Applied Artificial Intelligence. And before me, 2 other speakers was there. And now I am speaking on artificial intelligence in healthcare informatics. As you know, that artificial intelligence was the first coined in 1940s and represent a broad term that include machine learning, natural language processing, rule-based expert system, physical robots, and robotic automation. Many of you as a student will do your internship and in future career in robotics, because it is an evolved area and robotics is one of the future as well. So as a definition, we can refer to Christopher in 2020. He told, a wide-ranging branch of computer science concerned with building smart machines capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence. So what tasks they will do, which human intelligence can do. So as a human, our intelligence, what we can do is transfer to the machine can do. Like in railway station, we go and always there is announcement, the train is coming on time, train will depart at 10 a.m., 10 p.m. There is always a female voice, it's recorded voice is playing. But all of you know that it is a computer generated voice message system. So this is the artificial intelligence, that when the train will come, we feed the data in the computer and type the message, and the artificial intelligence will read the data at that time. It is not that they will play that record after 10 minutes after the train goes. So the time adjustment is there, and this all artificial intelligence is created by the human. Human intelligence are in artificial way created by the human. So this one, a picture, seaplane. It is discovered by Curtis in 1912 or 1910, around that time. Seaplane. So this is an example of innovation that we think that a plane will go into the water. Then we have Tesla car in Dubai. You have seen maybe the viral video in Dubai, that how the Tesla car is delivering the food without any driver. the coffee coming without any driver. The car come and deliver, you stop in front of you, you open the door, take the thing and close the door, the car will go. So this is the automation and artificial intelligence is playing a role in our everyday life. So technology is right over our normal life pattern, that we are always now dependent on our technological devices, on our mobile. So nowadays, fasting is more difficult to observe than a food fast. We can fast food for 24 hours, but without phone, maybe we are not able to keep fast. So not only phone, there are other digital gadgets as well. So we will discuss a little bit now. So what I am meaning to say, starting to say that struggle for existence, that we are struggling for living in this earth, and resulting is the survival of the fittest. Who will be the fit? He will survive. It may be a virus, it may be human, it may be a bacteria, it may be arthropod like cockroach. So to be survived and fit, the human have to access the environmental intrinsic and extrinsic factors. Before making any decision, we think about the consequences which may arise, and for that we require a focus on the historical and present factors associated. So we have to see the environmental factors which causing the problem in our life, and accordingly we have to plan at how we can handle that. Suppose in healthcare, previously we know that every century there is a pandemic come, that malaria come, cholera come, then dengue come, then pox come, plague come, different types of diseases are there. How human handle that? So according to that history, we can tackle that environmental factor, how the COVID is spreading. COVID is spreading fast. We know that it is come from the animal origin and now come to the human body. So now this is not maybe the animal variety, it was staying there. It was not so virulent. After it get a virulent strain, it infect human. So this is the environmental factor which we should know that how it is become virulent. Like suppose I am giving spray, pesticide, DDT. So it will
मेरे को तो का ही नहीं है सर यार ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है यार
Hello. So when we are talking means so this is the thing that when we are moving forward, we have to think what we have achieved means from the beginning that what we have achieved. So the virulent strain, how it grow, how we can handle everything we have to plan. This is where the healthcare professionals working with along with hands by hand with other places. As I'm talking about the biodegradation, that DDT will go in water, it will go biomagnification, and it will come back to human as a health hazard by taking a fish or by taking a what we call food. So the pesticide go into the water and go for the fish will take the from the fish body, it will recycle and it accumulate, bioaccumulate and come back to the human and will affect the human. So what we do, the same thing will return back to us. Every action have a interaction. So technology is now implemented in healthcare, diagnostic, and even prevention of diseases spreading, and thereby environment monitoring. And the data generated refers deliberation of plan and integrate in a project to become viable and create new data processes and algorithms into infrastructure as well as novel models. So technology in environment and different service sector is always, that architecture, agriculture, forestry, fisheries, healthcare, environment, travel, banking, investment, wholesale trade, personal security, education, all over. As you know, that during this COVID time, we cannot go out from home. So we have to do online education system. So technology is evolved, like this Zoom platform we are using now. It is a innovation of technology that is raised for our healthcare, because if we go out, then we may be infected with COVID. So we have to take care of our health. So education is supported by the technology, and thereby it will support the healthcare system as well. So now you see, this is a drone camera. How it is used now? With the drone camera is used to check where the water is stored from a top view of the house, that where we cannot go, that rooftop or any building, any factory shed, where we cannot enter and monitor by going physically. And of course, also where always it is not possible, that manpower is not enough, that we go everywhere and to check where is water or not. So it is going on, the checking. The health workers, community health workers, the municipal service of workers, they go to every house, everywhere, to check the water logging or not. They're giving pesticides. But if we use the drone camera, by sitting one place itself, we can access that where the water storage is there. But there are some also some drawbacks and some complaints are there, that it will affect the ethical problems, that you cannot enter others' house like that way. You cannot take photograph of others' house like that way. So this is a other problem, but still it is supporting that where we can see that it is where water is storing or not. We can control the malaria, we can control the dengue in near future. So the technology is used to search where the disease is generating, the source of the disease. Then we can control the source. Then we have wearable air quality monitors. In the device, sensors help the crowdsource air pollution data by being extremely portable, then able wherever the person is. So any person having asthma or something, breathing trouble, so they can wear these and they can avoid that places where the the sensor will beep and alarm the person. That is, you are in a zone where the air pollution level is high, you should not stay here. So the person can easily avoid that place. So if we cannot understand immediately that what is the air pollution level and etc., anything, that machine can detect and inform us. Then wearable sensors allow continuous physiological monitoring. The watch, we know that it is now very popular, and now some companies giving new models, that yes, this watch will have more healthcare facility. You can talk, you can do email, you can chat, everything by the phone, by the watch itself. So the sensor allows us to continuous monitoring of our physiological conditions. X-ray digitization, all of us know, X-ray previously was the photographic plate. We have to go print, develop like that. Previously, like our photo. Now we do photo in mobile. Same in the digital X-ray is there. So now even the patient is there in another room, come for X-ray with accident. They go and immediately when they come back to the doctor's chamber, doctor is watching his X-ray on his screen. So it is no time gap is there for the treatment to start. It is a facility of digitalization is on, and that digitalization is by the application of this IT system. Then, of course, ultrasound monitoring, and of course, now the laboratory systems like microscope, not like previous microscope, it is now digitalized, and PCR, microarray, and all this now PCR is automated, not PCR, you know that COVID always we do PCR tests, etc. Sorry. So that PCR is not that like the old PCR which we do manually. Now it is automated, and we know that immediately it can show the graphical representation that yes, this variety is absent, how is the virus load, etc., etc. So this all is artificial intelligence is controlling. It is not that the human factor is needed to run the process, but human factor is needed to build the process. Then we have BPAP. It is a machine which is portable, supporting the patient during this corona time in the hospital setup, small hospital setup. That without this BPAP, many persons lost their battle of life. And of course, there is ECMO, that is with blood purification system, an advanced form of BPAP. It is also very rare in many certain places only, certain hospitals and have only this facility. But when we get the facility, maybe around 40% patient may survive with this support. But it is not available always, but at least the people, some of the people may support, means get recovered. So how automatically means artificial monitoring, the cleaning of blood process is going on through this ECMO support. So this is the machine, how we develop. Then we have different types of things like module system, artificial intelligence, that admin, insurance of the hospital. When you go to the hospital, then patient registration start, then the data go to admin, patient will go for treatment or go for operation theater, report, taking, insurance, or outpatient, billing, everything is connected. And all is monitored by artificial intelligence. It is not that one thing we report is separate from the doctor. Doctor is not checking the what we call the X-ray. Another doctor is going to check. There is also artificial intelligence that how the data security is maintained. That this patient data will not mix to other. So you can see in WhatsApp or etc. data encryption. So like that, end-to-end encryption is there, that one patient data will not mix with another patient data. Then another patient billing system is not mixed with another patient billing system. The bill connected with the doctor only and the doctor connected with the patient. Like that, while chains are interlinked with each other, but not mixing. So this is, we can tell that it is data encryption, we can tell data security, but of course, there is artificial intelligence playing behind the screen. So in the hospital network sample, so we have the satellite control, this system that hospital A, hospital B, hospital C, all hospital can check how many patients they can take, how many patients they can cater, how many bed is empty, where the bed is empty, everything can be known by this hospital network system. Then we have Human Genome Project, which is concluded in 2003. Then many means our human genome sequence have been done, and we know that which gene part is doing what. So this is we do by the human genome analysis by the different types of machines and etc. And that machine, like PCR is the basic machine, then come MALDI, then come what we call other machines, that each one will analyze the gene and make a sequencing process, gene sequencer. And another way we can know that this is an old picture cartoon in 1894, anti-vaccination cartoon. So when we are going to give vaccine, suppose in healthcare, we know this in corona time, we need vaccine. So when we go for, okay, we have to take vaccine, there is certain stigma is working. That yes, if I take vaccine, then I may die. I don't know the vaccine will help me to prevent our thing or not. Vaccine may keep us dying. Then which company vaccine we will take? We will take India vaccine, we will take AstraZeneca, we will take Sinovac, or we will take Pfizer, different types of company. Which brand we will take? We can mix match the brand or not. Many things is there. That is the stigma we go up in between, that we will use vaccine or not. But we know that without vaccine, we may not able to tackle these diseases. So how we can avoid this stigma? Here comes the play of artificial intelligence. Like we go to shopping mall, we are not going to wear mask. Why I should wear a mask? Even previously when the lockdown is going to start, I go to one shop and they told me, yes, use hand sanitizer before you enter. Until my hand is clean, why should I use the sanitizer? It may affect me. So there are different types of stigma is working. I should not wear mask, I should not use hand cleaning service, etc., etc. So how we can avoid this? We can avoid this by using the artificial intelligence. I am telling a temperature record of a person. I don't want to show my temperature with a thermometer. So there is automated temperature screening system in airports, shopping malls, etc. Where you pass by, your temperature is recorded in the monitor. So this one is how the temperature is recorded by without any without any personal interference. So artificial intelligence is playing that I am passing by, my temperature is recorded on the computer screen. Then for this reason, in Malaysia, we have one software in MySejahtera app. We tell that MySejahtera app is compulsory for all the person in Malaysia. They have to keep the app updated always. And for entering any shopping mall, any office premises like in university, etc., school, college, everywhere, they have to use these apps to go in. Without this app scanning, they cannot enter. They are not eligible to enter into the shopping mall. You can see beside a security is standing. So security person will not allow without scanning your software and seeing the software condition, you will enter. Why? Because my app is showing that person is not vaccinated or vaccinated. Person is having fully vaccination or not. Person is having COVID or not. The different types of this. Today only one news come that yes, from 1st April, that if any person not take booster dose, second dose or anything, that they are not allowed to enter any place of the shopping mall. Now, still now it is open because you have one vaccine, you can go in. So now it is compulsory that you should have a booster dose. Otherwise, you cannot enter any temple, any mosque, or any gathering, any shopping mall, etc. So the software will show why they are not taking, because they think that this vaccine, if I take from different brand, maybe it will harm. I am asthmatic, so I will not take second dose of vaccine. I feel pain first dose, so I will not take second dose. Different types of stigma working inside the means everybody's brain. So if as the software is there with artificial intelligence, it will control the stigma. And in how if I go any place which is scanned, I scan, so I know that where the population, where the contamination come from. So if that place, the gathering, suppose 10 person is there, they are quarantined in the software, home quarantine. So they cannot go out for next 5 days to 7 days, that they are in contact person. So in contact person have to give their health status report every day on the app, that yes, I am not infected. If infected, then they have to stay quarantined in the home. They have to do self-test, of course, and of course, they have to keep the data in the software system. Then of course, there is another device. When I go this time to India and come back, I have to wear a RFID bracelet on the airport, and a RFID meter box was there. It was given to me. You keep this box in your room and you don't go out from your house. If you go out, the box will monitor your movement. So I am on the track of the CPU. And this is the device where artificial intelligence is playing, that I am going far, I am going out from the house, it will track and it will give a signal to the source so that they will come and catch me. So understand, there is also different types of software come up, like queuing system. We have this software for going to bank, going to post office, etc. We can queue our time for time slot, then we go to the bank. Don't unnecessarily go in the bank and queue and sit. This is not available not now. So previously you go and take a token and stand, but now we cannot go and take a token and wait. We have to take the software and get the ticket to go in. Then we have artificial intelligence application in Grab and etc. We know that this food delivery system and Grab bike, everything is available everywhere. And this system is artificially monitored that how many person is ordering food, and this will help. This is helping us in our healthcare prevention system. Because if I go out, then I may be infected. I cannot go out because I am sick. I am old age person. I come and home quarantine. So how I can go out? So if I don't go out, I can take the take my marketing and everything. So I have to call by Grab or something. Then the person come and deliver on my doorstep. So artificial intelligence is telling that where my location is, where I have to go, how is the traffic jam on the road, everything. By the satellite control. We can tell it is satellite control, it is a device like that, but it is also artificial intelligence. Now, robotic sample collection, robotic sanitizer, UV sterilizer in the hospital setup. And in India also many robotic advancements come for delivering food in the COVID ward, delivering medicine at the COVID ward. So there are different types of robotic advancement, artificial intelligence is playing in the healthcare sectors. So as I told that healthcare, of course, the temperature screening and software screening, and of course there is another is robotic temperature screening system. It is in Singapore airport, moving around everywhere and taking the temperature of the person and giving a report to the authority, and they are monitoring from far. So these are the systems, and of course the sanitization, of course, which is going on, and there is now in Malaysia there is automated food delivery system in restaurant. So if I order food, the automated trolley will come and I have to take the food. There is no human contact coming. Only that person give the food from the kitchen on the trolley, and the trolley comes to me, and I take the trolley and go back. Like the Tesla car delivering the food, same line. That way, the restaurant is operating now. And in AI in your future, you can see that drone can deliver food, drone can transport me from very far to other places, but maybe we'll make traffic airline accident in traffic jam in air. That we don't know. We have to stand in air for 1 hour. That I cannot go out because I am a traffic jam by Grab. Means by the what you call this type of vehicle. So we have to, this is our normal thing, that we deny that it will not affect us, like COVID will not affect us. It is a cold country disease. Then when it comes, we become angry that yes, that this from China, it is spreading to all over the world. It is very bad. That person is bad, and we are suffering. Other person is suffering. Then when our nearest person is getting the disease, then we feel depressed that yes, we cannot go out. We are in long-term condition. We are losing job. That person died. Known person died. So we depressed. Then we bargain that how we can survive. Then we accept that yes, we have to take the vaccine, we have to wear a mask, we have to wash our hands. Then only we can survive. So we have to accept that yes, we have to go for Zoom class, we have to go for use of that software, like applications which we can avoid the stigma. So with these, the future where machines will completely replace providers and our hospital equipped with devices that can diagnose, recommend the treatment faster way. So the patient come, it will automatically screen the data and keep in the record. The big data analysis system will go on, and then it will automatically take the blood, the robotic system, and then you get the what do you call the treatment facility from the computerized generated machine. Then you get the medicine within, means treatment within facility within 1 minute quickly, as soon as possible. So like that machine, we go and stand, we take our that machine will tell us temperature, weight, height, everything. We are obese or not, everything that machine will tell. Same way, the robotic application will come to the healthcare system in near future, and fully automated may not possible in very quickly, but artificial intelligence is the important member of the healthcare interdisciplinary team. As I told, it is from the starting of the hospital entrance, and of course from our daily day-to-day life, that is how we can monitor our health by preventing our environmental things, to our hospital settings, to our infection control. Then how we stay means in good condition. If we go to hospital, how we get treatment and how we can come out in a safe way, and how we can tackle the disease. All is integrated and approached, means everywhere we are using artificial intelligence. So, but there is of course, there are some drawbacks, like the machine dependent, like as I told, that we cannot go away from our mobile device, etc. So this will keep away from our family members, and maybe we don't notice many things that is done behind the screen. So we have to take in our consideration how artificial intelligence we can tackle, and that will not tackle the human. Artificial intelligence will never come across the human intelligence. Human intelligence should go above the artificial intelligence. So when we are no longer able to change the situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. It is told by Professor Dr. Viktor Frankl that when we are no longer able to change that, yes, I cannot go to a COVID ward. So how we can do? I have to give use of the robotic delivery system. So this is the change we have to accept, and we have to use different types of robotic system in not only here, in surgery also robot have, in blood cleaning service also robot have, artificial intelligence is working. So these are all we have to accept the changes, and all of us have to work together with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, like no poverty, first one, second one, zero hunger, third one is good health and well-being. Then fourth one is quality education. We are in education sector, we are talking about healthcare. So if we are not educated, we cannot take care of our health. And if our health is down, we cannot go for education. If we are hungry, we cannot think about our good health. So if we are not educated, we cannot produce the food ourselves. So all these goals are interlinked with each other. So life below water is with the life above on earth. All these goals are interlinked with each other, and we are working together for these sustainable development goals. With this, I thank Techno India NJR Udaipur campus and Professor Prof, and of course Dr. Vyas Sarji for invite me and to this platform to share my views with you. Please ask any question or share your views. The host session is handed over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Sandeep. Yes, it was a delightful speech, and hope the participants, they now are able to actually understand that how your AI and ML that can be applied in various sectors, especially in medical informatics and healthcare management. Okay. So, and Professor, since already we have been closely associated with Lincoln University College Malaysia, and our faculties and students already take advice from him that on how they will go for research. So obviously we are in touch, and in there are some outside participants also, because this symposium has been widely spread all over India. And also, so for the participants, if there is any question or any research direction you want to learn from Professor Poddar, you are free to ask. Okay. So participants, if any question, please. Lalit sir, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so sir, can you please, because you are actively involved in medical informatics nowadays, so can you please tell something?
Yeah, I think Professor Sandeep is always delighted to hear you. So,
Yes, sir. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, and particularly this time you have really given a very different perspective of the applications and what's happening with AI, and particularly the perfect timing with the COVID. So all your appliances you shared, I think really opens up, thought-provoking. And once again, we are delighted that you took time to address Techno NJR and all of us. Yeah, so thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So Professor Sandeep, Mr. Lalit is our industry mentor, and under his guidance, many industry projects, they have been perfectly completed, successfully completed, and some are already ongoing. And recently, he is also doing some research in with Professor Andrew Ware of University of South Wales in this health informatics domain. So definitely, he'll be in touch with you. So that's the thing. And any other participant, if you have any means question, otherwise, please feel free to contact Professor Sandeep Poddar. His email ID is sandeeppoddar@lincoln.edu.my, and please be in touch with him for any research advice or suggestions. Professor Poddar, thank you so much, and
Thank you.
and we want to see here in our campus soon. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, and we are about to we have a plan to set up a center of excellence in environmental healthcare management in collaboration with Lincoln University College Malaysia. So our honorable director, Dr. Vyas, will be in touch with you soon. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you once again, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. And nice to join you from Melbourne right now where I am, but it's great to join your session.
Early morning, sir, there? No, I think it is 7 p.m. Melbourne at 7 p.m. now, or what? 5 p.m.
It is about 6 p.m. Yeah, 5:50 right now.
6. Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
okay. Okay, thank you so much. So participants, please be in touch with Professor Sandeep. And so with this, okay, so in the chat box, Professor Sandeep has actually written his WhatsApp number also. Okay, so for any research and academic discussion, please feel free, and he will definitely guide you. So thank you again, once again, Professor Poddar, for accepting our invitation and delivering a delightful plenary speech in this International Symposium on Applied Artificial Intelligence. Thank you, sir. And Techno India will soon organize some more collaborative works with Lincoln University College Malaysia. Okay, and we need your support also. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Stay safe.
Yes. Thank you, Professor. Okay, so with this, we are actually in the verge of completion of this International Symposium. So it's a great privilege and honor for me to deliver the vote of thanks for this particular symposium. First of all, I would like to mention my sincere gratitude to the eminent speakers, Professor Ernest Chaudhary of IIT Indore, Professor Ananda S Hati from IIT ISM Dhanbad, Professor Sandeep Poddar from Lincoln University College Malaysia. I am grateful to the industry mentor, Mr. Lalit Yagnik sir, and to all the young and brilliant faculty members who are actually working in the field of health informatics, right from Aditya Maheshwari, Gaurav Mawar, Jagendra Singh Solanki, and Akhilesh Deparia, who are all working in this field. And I'm also thankful to all the faculty members